然后基本上在卡拉 OK 之后，我们又只有一天完整的约会，然后就那一天决定要在一起，这样子是那么的神奇。对，但是对我妈来说有点太快了，我妈是蛮惊讶的。然后去年2025年1月的时候，她有来台湾找我1个月，然后之后我们又在远距离半年，然后到2025年的8月之后我来爱尔兰，然后现在我们2个就在一起这样子，我们还在同一间学校。我不知道我的工作有没有发展可能性，毕竟我的大学还没读完。我现在是做幼教的，我是听说啦，有一些台湾人他们做幼教有拿到工钱，但是我不确定我有没有那个能耐。当然还是希望可以，但是因为现在那个签证又越来越限缩了嘛，我也不太确定。但是我爸爸会希望说，我爸爸他是希望我可以回台湾再把大学读完。我的话，我是希望我可以再找一间大学在爱尔兰重新读一次。他的话，他很想待下来，他现在已经找到了护工工作，他是希望可以透过那份工作拿到工钱。对，但一切都很未知，因为我有打2份工，然后我又兼了很多职。他有2份工，他也兼了一些职，然后基本上我们一整天都没有办法，就是很常在一起。就是我礼拜6日要工作，他礼拜6日要工作。你说要去哪，其实也没什么时间。对啊，比较很像是在爱尔兰一起过日子，但是也没有到享受爱情那么的美好。在我们在一起之后，我们台湾和爱尔兰，因为他人在爱尔兰嘛，我们有为期大概半年的远距离，然后在那半年里面，他的朋友也是在做 podcast 的，但是不是像这种长影片的形式。我想说，那既然这样子，我也想要就是能记录嘛，可以记录下来，然后呢，采访也蛮有趣，因为我平常都是我做就是访纲采访，我也想被采访看看。没错。
那说明你们2个都是比较外向的性格是吧？
其实他是 you're outgoing。Yeah.
Extrovert.
I'm an introvert.
I'm not too introvert as well.
Yeah.
I'm very introvert.
Me too, actually. 我是一个很内向的人。
Alright, well, we met first like in the school, and she came like just for maybe a month.
3 weeks.
3 weeks, yeah. So we met each other in the school, but in the first time was just like, hi, and what is your name? She said like, oh, Evelyn, and then I said my name and she couldn't pronounce my name because my name is Gerardo, but it's hard to pronounce like the R in Chinese, so that's why for her was a little bit hard. And in the beginning was just like hi.
Just a hi.
Yeah, just one hi.
So you
hi.
don't have that kind of feelings
like
first glance when you say
我早已锁定你，我早已锁定他。
No, in the beginning was like, oh, like she looks beautiful.
Okay.
But I was thinking like maybe she was like kind of the people who is too high, you know, like, and they don't like to talk with everybody. So I didn't try to talk with her because I was like, no, maybe it's not my type. But I saw and I was like, oh, she's so beautiful. But then the day that we talked more was the day that we go to play volleyball in the beach. We went first to the cafe in Trinity College and with all our friends and everything. And she used to wear rings and me as well, like in the same, like just to wear rings, you know. And then someone suddenly asked her like if she was married or something. And then I just started like joking and I say yes, she's married with me. So
that is how you started.
Yeah, that's how we start to like talk, and her face turned red and she was very shy in the moment. Then she was like, okay, my husband, can you go to take water for me? And I was like, yeah, of course. And I went and we started to joke like that. Then we went to the beach to play a little bit volleyball and everything. And then I just found a ring, and I thought that was her ring, but actually it wasn't her ring. But I gave to her like pretending that was the ring, and I said, okay, now this is the real ring and everything. So
Okay, that's
you have to keep it. And yeah, then we start to talk more. I think she said about the karaoke, and we went to the karaoke. Yeah, and yeah, it was the beginning.
The love story
yeah.
started.
Yeah.
Was the start of the story, yeah. Yeah, like there is a lot of different ideas that we have, but yeah, in the beginning was like stay here in Ireland,
Yeah.
but I have plenty of ideas, like maybe go to Taiwan or find another place. But yeah, like the main idea was stay in
But no
Ireland.
plan to take her to your country.
Like yes, to visit my country, but maybe not really to live there because I like my country, I love, and the weather is nice and everything is nice. But I don't know, like I feel like for her also gonna be hard because the language is Spanish, so it's not English.
Yeah.
And I prefer we can stay in a language that gonna be easier for both. And for me, like in the future, maybe I can learn Chinese. But I know that Spanish is also hard, so yeah, it's more because of that. Like I don't want she feel like she can't do anything, you know.
Okay.
打2份工最主要的原因是对我来说一定是赚钱，因为我爸爸他是不太支持我继续待在爱尔兰读大学，他会觉得说，因为我是休学嘛，我们休学期限是2年，2年后你只休学2年，2年后你就可以回去继续读你的，完成你的课程。但是如果我在这边读大学，那就是肯定的，我就算想回去，我也完成不了我那边的学业，而且我已经有2年的课在那边了。我想要继续在那边读大学或者是 college 的话，那我可能就要自己负担一部分，甚至是更多。所以我现在正在努力存钱中，这是为什么我想打2份工的原因。单纯也是，他也是想要读大学，其实也是为了存他的学费。就是我们2个都是存学费，对啊，加上爱尔兰的房租是真的非常的贵，就是基本上你如果只打1份工，20个小时，因为我们是学生签嘛，20个小时1份工，你一半的薪水你几乎都是交房租了，你根本不可能说你想要拿剩下的钱再去做一些什么其他的东西，比如说你想去打个球啊，有些球场羽毛球场还要花费，还有吃饭是又是第2大开销，对吧？再来又是交通，其实交通你不知不觉中你就会在 Live Car 里面充值非常多的钱，就一下子15欧又没了，一下子15欧又没了。因为我们没有爱尔兰的身份，好像没有学贷这回事。
Okay.
对啊，就只能自己全付这样子。对啊，因为我觉得找工签还是比较难的，要在这2年内用语言签转工签，其实是我觉得是一个难度非常高的一个。就他所说，他不会希望我去瓜地马拉，我也不会希望他来到一个很陌生的中文环境，更何况，其实我觉得学西班牙文会比他学中文来的简单许多，确实，因为中文真的非常难。
Have you started to
Learn Chinese?
Chinese? Yes.
Yeah, I start a little bit. Like it's a bit hard, but yeah, I can say some words. Like for example, I can say 我是Guatemala人。
我是瓜地马拉人。
Yeah, or like 我爱你，我爱你，你唱漂亮。Yeah.
挺好。
Yeah.
这个天天练习啊。
不客气，没关系呀，对不起。Yeah, just the basic words, but yeah, the important one.
Yeah， 对，我们是住在一起。第一个最困扰我的，我就是租房，因为我很害怕我来这边没地方住。因为有2个台湾女生，她们传讯给我说，你们有在找房子吗？因为我们想要在 Deft 上面再找一个可以合租的，然后会比较便宜这样子。我说好，我就答应，然后我们就搬来现在这个都柏林12的新房子，所以一样就是我们现在一起住，但是环境更好，而且租金也是我可以接受的，所以现在一切房子的问题一切都好。
那你们住在一起，你们的开销是 AA 吗？
开销哦，我们之前比较像是说他一单我一单，他一单我一单，但是当然还是大头他比较多。现在的话我们分得比较清楚，因为我们发现再继续用这样的模式的话，很多钱你不知道跑去哪里，所以现在我们就更有意识在 钱上面，虽然还是他一单我一单的模式，但是我们会算得更细一点。然后呢，尤其是吃东西的开销，也会就尽量再压低一点这样子。对，花钱这部分吧，因为我觉得是因为我理解他的生活开销和他的经济来源，你知道对方赚了多少钱，你知道他东西花在哪里，那你就不会很强求说，就一定要他付，因为今天他真的有一份很好的工作，可能收入是我好几倍以上，那我当然是，我还是会希望，如果你能负担一点，那你就多负担。但像我们两个是加上是平等对等的状态，那我就不会这样子要求他，对啊，因为我相信他也不会这样子要求我。一份工作是在学校，另外一份工作是在学校附近的咖啡厅上班，对，所以都很近，因为我下课就可以直接去咖啡厅吃个饭这样子，就是蛮方便的，又省钱。
What I want to do, well, the plan is open like a business, do something like for ourselves. Like could be depends where we're gonna live, but also something that your dad said. I don't know if you mentioned.
Open a restaurant.
Yeah.
Open a restaurant.
Yeah, like he also told me that if we want to live in Taiwan and everything, he can also help us to open something like a restaurant. And actually was my dream when I was young, like open something for me, like restaurant or hotel, or like those are specific the things that I want, like open something for me, like my own business. And quite about restaurant, that is the things that I know, and also I like cooking.
Like
and
cooking.
Yeah, so
Okay.
yeah, that's the plan right now. Yeah, like the plan is maybe I will study in the college 1 year to. It's more about the visa, you know. But I also doing some home care now. I started working as home care, and maybe I will take the QQI 5, 6, so learn a little bit about that to get some experience. Also, you can get good money here, like as healthcare. So with that, I can earn some money to then use it for the restaurant. That's the plan, like to stay here, like can work as full-time, because the problem right now is that normally you work just as part-time, so you can save a lot of money, but if you have full-time, it's easier for all. So yeah, it's quite the thing, like the plan for now. Yeah.
然后你觉得这边的生活跟台湾相比有哪些最大的不同呢？
最大的不同是这里没有我想要的夜生活，这边夜生活比较像是酒吧，再来就是年轻人喜欢夜店嘛。这样讲好像我不是年轻人，但是我不是那种喜欢去跑夜店或是酒吧的人。我比较希望有像台湾有夜市啊，什么晚上的市集啊，然后很多店家晚上像成品啊，或者那个市区店家都还开着，你还是可以去逛。这边就很少，就6、7点都关门了，对啊。对。再来就是天气我觉得就是蛮不能适应的，对啊，还在慢慢努力当中。
Something good here in Ireland for me is about the public transport, and everything is near. Like I can go walking almost everywhere, and if it's too long, maybe it's gonna take me 40 minutes, 45 minutes. And in my country, it's not possible. Like you have to go by car because the distance are longer, and the country is made more like arrive to the place to a car because we have a lot of parking places. So normally you always go by car. So, and the pollution because of that in the city is not the best.
Okay.
Yeah, that is one of the things. Here I can save a lot of time because in my country was like maybe 2 hours just in the car to arrive to the place. And not because it was super long distance, was more because the traffic.
Okay.
And the weather here is not the best, like everybody knows.
You mentioned you have been to Taiwan, so you think Taiwan is even better than here?
Taiwan is very good as well. Like I like it a lot. Like also the people and the lifestyle. Of course, there is traffic as well there, but it's different than in my country. Like at least it's more like motorcycles. In my country, it's cars and big transport, so it's quite different. Well, the weather, like the things that I know about the weather there is not so bad. Well, just the typhoons maybe are something that is not the best. In Ireland, at least we don't have like a crazy, like we don't have
There's
a
no
storm.
natural
Yeah,
disasters at all. Yeah.
maybe the
No
only crazy
earthquakes,
thing
no
here is
hurricane.
the wind. That sometimes is very strong wind.
Yeah.
And I remember once I saw one people that they didn't walk because they were fighting with the weather, and it was funny. I just saw people like dropping and like what was fun. I was in the bus, so I just saw everything, like sitting comfortable. But yeah, so
Yeah, looks like you more enjoy living here.
yeah, actually
than here.
I enjoy like because I already live here 1 year, 8 months around, and I already get used to. I have my bike. I go everywhere if I want. Like my bike is maybe something that is 1 hour in the bus is 20 minutes by bike. So because I have electric, and yeah, I have some friends and like my colleagues. I like.
Have you ever considered move to Spain? Because you are
Yes, like I speak Spanish, and actually, if I go to Spain, it's easier,
Yeah.
like to get the weather and everything. Like there is a few points that I don't do that. Like one is because here are more opportunities to work than in Spain. In Spain, something good is like I can stay. I have to stay 2 years there, and then I get the passport
yeah.
because my country has that kind of advantage. So I could get everything fast, but the problem is like, yes, it's cheaper than here, but the salary is also lower, and it's harder to get a job there. Here, at least I have a job, and now I have 2 jobs, and I already feel like I'm in the place, you know.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, it's not.
那你们以后的理想生活是什么样子？在哪里？
我不知道，我还没想那么多。我觉得现在就是一直在打拼，还有吸取经验的阶段，有一个家吧，对啊，有一个家，然后稳定的收入，然后有自己的兴趣爱好，我觉得这3个就足以能够支撑起我。画的话，家的话，我觉得可以是一个 flat 就好，不用到很大。像我们现在住的 flat 大概是20平吧，20平我觉得就25平好了
25平那么小？
25平应该我家我觉得应该还可以，2个人的话啦，25平我觉得 OK 了。然后收入工作的话，我希望我可以继续做我的工作，然后希望可以升到在网上升，可能主管阶级吧。
那兴趣爱好呢？
兴趣爱好的话，我最近正在，因为我很喜欢唱歌，我之前有在台湾玩乐团，然后我在找了一些爱尔兰的有在弹吉他、打鼓的朋友们，然后我们有在想说要组建一个乐团，然后可能有练成的话就上街演这样子。有澳门的，有中国的，澳门和中国和台湾，就大概这都3个国家，对吧？兴趣爱好就希望可以这样一直延续下去吧，对吧？就唱歌，再来我也喜欢打球，打球的话羽毛球也可以，对吧？一直维持的话，我觉得就已经足够幸福了，可以了，
挺好。We're talking about the dream future in Ireland. So what you can imagine?
I never think like a lot about living like all my life in Ireland. The plan is get a better job here, maybe open here a business. Sometimes could be very expensive. That's why I didn't think specific in Ireland open my restaurant. Maybe I can work here and open in somewhere else and find someone to make the administration there, and I just be the owner, you know. Finding a place to live, like proper place, you know. Like just for us, something bigger and more comfortable. That is one of the plans, because actually for me maybe the bad part in Ireland maybe is about the accommodation, and is the thing that maybe I want to improve, and to live in a place more comfortable, feel like I'm really at home and not in a place, you know, just like sharing I would like to have something more comfortable.
But what is the plan as a couple?
As a couple, yeah, like make everything like my plan, but she.
Do you want to get married in
Yeah,
10
of
years?
course.
Yeah?
Like my plan was like in 5 years, you know.
In 5 years get married?
Yeah, but she
How many
said that
kids you want?
Yeah, 3 kids, you know.
3 kids.
I feel happy like with a big family.
Okay.
So that's why my dream is like that because it's what I know, you know.
你有什么想对面前的观众讲的吗？
我觉得会看这个视频的人，大部分我不敢说全部啊，大部分应该都是在爱尔兰生活的朋友们，或者是好奇，你有这个意向想要来爱尔兰生活的人。尽管我前这几个月，我觉得我还没有度过最难的这一关，但是我还是觉得一切都还蛮值得的。如果你是想要个体验，或者是你想要改变你的生活的话，那就来吧，一起加油！对。
If they are, for example, in China, I would say like they can come. Like it's good experience to come in Ireland. Find like how they like feel here. Like of course it's not for everybody. Like I know a lot of people who like a lot and they don't want to go back. I know people who go back because they think that maybe in their country is nice and then they miss Ireland and they want to come back. And people who really don't like Ireland and then they are happy. Or they stay because, you know, it's the best for them. So I just say like, if they want to try, they should try because you never know if it's for you or not. And you will know just if you come. So yeah, I recommend that because actually it's experience.
Okay.
Something, they will get something.
Okay,
So,
cool. Thank you
Yeah.
very much.
Similar. Similar.